Elon Musk reveals a shock decision. He wants you with this person. Don't scroll. Pause for a second. There is a reason these words are meeting your eyes right now, and it's not random. Somewhere between your curiosity and your intuition, something has already started to stir. You may feel a strange pull, a quiet tension in your chest, like you're standing on the edge of a moment that could change the direction of your life. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. This is not a warning, not a threat, not something dark or dangerous. This is about realization, alignment, and a decision that feels shocking only because you didn't expect it to reach you this way. It begins with a decision that surprised even those closest to him. A decision not driven by money, power, or strategy, but by pattern recognition. By observing human behavior, emotional intelligence, and the unseen threads that connect people long before they realize it themselves. You see, when someone spends their life building the future, they don't just study technology. They study people. They notice who elevates others, who stabilizes chaos, who brings clarity into confusion without demanding attention for it. And quietly, without announcements or headlines, a realization forms. Not everyone is meant to walk alone. Not everyone is meant to move forward without a counterpart who balances their energy. You might be wondering why this feels personal. Why it feels like this message is speaking directly to you. It's because this isn't about fame. It's about compatibility at a level most people never talk about. The kind that isn't loud. The kind that doesn't beg to be seen. The kind that exists in silence, in presence, in the way two people can sit in the same room and feel calmer simply because the other is there. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because what's unfolding here isn't coincidence. For a long time, you've carried a sense that you don't fully fit into the noise of the world. You observe more than you speak. You feel more than you show. You've been misunderstood, underestimated, sometimes even overlooked. And yet, you keep moving with integrity. That's not accidental. People who change the world don't always surround themselves with the loudest voices. They gravitate toward those who ground them. Those who don't compete, but complement. Those who don't seek control, but bring balance. This shock decision isn't about placing you on a pedestal. It's about recognizing a frequency. A way of thinking. A way of being. You see solutions where others see obstacles. You bring calm where others bring urgency. You listen when others rush to speak. And over time, this creates a gravitational pull. Not dramatic. Not obvious. But undeniable. Think about your own life. How many times have you been the quiet support? The one people lean on without realizing how much strength it takes to always be steady. You've walked through confusion, through self-doubt, through moments where you questioned whether anyone truly saw you. And still, you didn't harden. You didn't lose empathy. You didn't close your heart. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because that choice matters more than you know. The shock isn't that someone like him would want someone with you. The shock is that you didn't realize how rare your qualities are. In a world chasing speed, you bring depth. In a world addicted to validation, you bring purpose. And when someone who builds futures looks ahead, they don't just think about innovation. They think about sustainability. Emotional sustainability. Human sustainability. They think about who can walk beside them without being consumed by the fire. There is a person connected to you in this story, and no, this isn't about control or manipulation. It's about alignment. About two paths that were always meant to cross, even if they took different routes to get there. You may have felt this connection before in subtle ways. A sense of familiarity with someone you haven't fully met yet, or a deep pull toward a person who feels different from anyone else you've known. Not dramatic. Not chaotic. Just real. This decision, this realization, doesn't come from impulse. It comes from observation over time. From watching how you respond under pressure. How you treat people when there's nothing to gain. How you stay grounded when others lose themselves in ego. And that's why it feels shocking. Because it wasn't loud. It wasn't announced. It simply arrived. You're not being chosen because you're perfect. You're being recognized because you're consistent. Because you don't pretend. Because your presence stabilizes environments that would otherwise collapse under their own intensity. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because understanding this changes how you see yourself. For a long time, you may have believed that your role was to support others from the background. To be the one who understands but isn't understood. The one who gives but doesn't always receive. And while that shaped you, it was never meant to limit you. This moment is about expansion. About stepping into a space where your value is not just needed, but respected. Imagine what happens when two people with different strengths but shared values move in the same direction. One brings vision. The other brings grounding. One pushes boundaries. The other ensures those boundaries don't collapse inward. This is how lasting impact is created. Not through dominance, but through balance. You don't need to change who you are to fit into this picture. In fact, the reason this works is because you don't need to perform. You don't need to impress. You simply need to be present. And that, strangely enough, is what makes all the difference. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because the biggest shift here isn't external. It's internal. It's the realization that you are not invisible. That your way of being has been seen. That your patience, your emotional intelligence, your quiet resilience have not gone unnoticed. This isn't about destiny in a dramatic sense. It's about timing. About readiness. About two people reaching a point where they can recognize value without needing chaos to define it. And that's why this message reached you now, not earlier, not later. As you move forward, you may notice subtle changes. People responding to you differently. Opportunities aligning in unexpected ways. A clearer sense of what you will and won't tolerate. That's not coincidence. That's alignment. That's you stepping into a version of yourself that no longer doubts their worth. Remember this feeling. The calm intensity. The quiet certainty. Let it anchor you. You don't need to rush. You don't need to prove anything. Just stay aware. Stay grounded. Stay open. Because what's unfolding isn't about forcing a future. It's about meeting it with clarity. And if there's one thing you take from this, let it be this. You were never overlooked. You were being observed. You were never forgotten. You were being understood. And now, as paths begin to align, you're stepping into a chapter that doesn't demand noise to be powerful. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. Not outside of you, but within you. There is a moment when everything you believed about yourself quietly rearranges. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just a subtle shift inside you, like something finally clicking into place. And that is where you are standing right now. You may not have words for it yet, but you feel it. A sense that you were never meant to stay small, never meant to stay unseen, never meant to keep questioning whether you mattered in bigger stories. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. You've lived a life where you often played the role of the listener, the observer, the one who understands without being understood. You carried patience when others carried noise. You carried depth when others chased attention. And sometimes, late at night, you wondered if that choice cost you opportunities, recognition, connection. But what you didn't see was this. Every time you chose integrity over ego, you were refining yourself for a space where only stability survives. People who operate at high levels don't look for perfection. They look for emotional intelligence. They look for someone who doesn't panic when things move fast. Someone who doesn't lose themselves when pressure increases. Someone who can stand beside intensity without needing to control it. That's rare. And rare things are never found in crowds. You might not realize how often you've already proven this. In the way you respond instead of react. In the way you pause instead of explode. In the way you walk away from chaos without needing the last word. These aren't weaknesses. These are signals. Signals that tell the right people you're safe to build with. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because what's unfolding now is not about being chosen over others. It's about resonance. About recognizing a frequency that matches without friction. Some connections exhaust you. Others energize you. And when two people meet who don't drain each other, something powerful happens quietly. You may have felt out of sync with the world at times. Like everyone was rushing, chasing, proving, while you were trying to understand meaning. That wasn't you falling behind. That was you moving differently. And different paths always look slower until they intersect with the right direction. This moment is asking you to stop underestimating your presence. You don't need to be louder to be stronger. You don't need to be harsher to be respected. You don't need to become someone else to be valuable. The shock here isn't external. The shock is internal. Realizing that the traits you once thought made life harder for you are the exact traits that make you indispensable. Think about how you handle silence. How you're comfortable without constant validation. How you don't collapse when attention shifts away from you. That kind of emotional independence is rare. And when someone sees that, truly sees it, they understand one thing very clearly. This is someone who won't break when things get real. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because soon you'll notice how your intuition sharpens. How your decisions feel cleaner. How you stop second-guessing what you already know deep down. That's alignment happening quietly. You're stepping into a phase where you won't need to explain yourself as much. Where conversations feel more natural. Where respect is implied, not demanded. Where your calm becomes your signature. And yes, some people from your past won't understand this version of you. That's okay. They were only meant to know the earlier chapters. What's important now is awareness. Awareness of who you allow close. Awareness of what drains you. Awareness of what feels right without justification. You don't need permission to trust your instincts anymore. You've earned that. This connection, this realization, doesn't rush you. It doesn't pressure you. It doesn't overwhelm you. It simply fits. And that's how you know it's real. Real alignment doesn't scream. It settles. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because the biggest transformation isn't the role you step into. It's the weight you put down. The constant proving. The silent self-doubt. The need to be everything for everyone. You don't need to carry that anymore. You're allowed to be selective now. You're allowed to protect your energy. You're allowed to choose environments that respect your pace. That's not selfish. That's growth. And as this chapter opens, you'll notice how things start responding to you differently. Not because the world changed overnight. But because you did. You stopped shrinking. You stopped apologizing for depth. You stopped mistaking calm for weakness. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because this is the moment where you stop waiting to be seen and start standing as someone who knows they are. You don't need to rush toward the future. It's already moving toward you. Quietly. Precisely. In perfect timing. Let that sink in. And whatever you do next, do it from this place. Grounded. Clear. Unshaken. Because you were never meant to be overlooked. You were meant to be aligned. And this is only the beginning. There is a strange peace that comes when you finally stop asking the world to understand you. You don't become cold. You don't become distant. You simply become centered. And when that happens, life starts responding differently. Not dramatically. Not instantly. But steadily, as if everything that was scattered begins to move into its rightful place. You've reached a point where chaos no longer excites you. Drama no longer pulls you in. Noise no longer confuses you. And this is important, because only someone who has mastered their inner world can be trusted with something bigger. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. For a long time, you lived with the feeling that you were meant for more, but you couldn't quite explain what that more was. It wasn't fame. It wasn't applause. It wasn't even success in the traditional sense. It was impact. Meaning. Depth. You wanted your presence to matter, even if no one clapped for it. That desire shaped you in silence. You learned restraint when reacting would have been easier. You learned patience when walking away felt unfair. You learned discipline when nobody was watching. And slowly, without realizing it, you became someone rare. Someone dependable. Someone steady. People often misunderstand steadiness. They think it means boring, predictable, safe in a dull way. But true steadiness is powerful. It's what allows vision to become reality. It's what allows pressure to turn into progress instead of collapse. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because the world doesn't move forward on chaos alone. It moves forward on people who can hold complexity without losing themselves. You may notice that lately, you don't feel the urge to prove your intelligence, your worth, or your intentions. You don't need to convince anyone of who you are. That's because you finally believe it yourself. And self-belief doesn't shout. It stands quietly. This is the phase where your presence starts speaking before you do. Where people listen differently when you talk. Where silence around you feels comfortable, not awkward. Where trust forms naturally, without contracts or promises. And this is exactly why this moment finds you now. Because what's aligning with you isn't looking for excitement. It's looking for reliability. It's looking for someone who won't disappear when things get uncomfortable. Someone who won't fold under responsibility. Someone who understands that real connections aren't built on intensity alone, but on consistency. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because you are stepping into a space where your calm becomes essential, not optional. You've seen what happens when people chase power without grounding. You've seen how ambition without balance destroys relationships, teams, even legacies. And somewhere inside you, you knew you never wanted to be that person. You wanted to build, not burn. To elevate, not dominate. That choice matters more than you know. You are now in a position where your values align with opportunity. And when that happens, the right doors don't open loudly. They open smoothly. Almost quietly. So quietly that if you're not paying attention, you might miss how significant it really is. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because the next phase of your life isn't about learning who you are. It's about applying who you are. You'll notice that decisions become simpler. Not easier, but clearer. You'll know what deserves your energy and what doesn't. You'll feel less torn between options because your priorities have settled. And yes, there will be people who don't understand this shift. Some will think you've changed. Some will feel uncomfortable because you no longer bend the way you used to. That's okay. Growth isn't meant to be explained to everyone. What matters is that you don't abandon yourself to keep others comfortable anymore. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because the strongest version of you isn't the one who fights hardest. It's the one who knows when not to fight at all. You've learned that presence is more powerful than persuasion. That listening often does more than speaking. That timing can matter more than speed. These aren't lessons everyone learns. And those who do are entrusted with more. You are no longer in preparation mode. You are in alignment mode. And alignment feels different. It feels calm. It feels steady. It feels inevitable. You don't wake up anxious about the future anymore. You wake up aware of it. Curious. Ready. Grounded. And that's how you know you're moving in the right direction. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because what's coming next doesn't require you to become someone new. It requires you to fully be who you already are. The quiet strength. The clear mind. The steady heart. These are not small things. These are foundations. And foundations don't make noise when they're built. They make noise only when they're missing. You are not missing anymore. Let this truth settle into you. Let it change the way you walk, the way you choose, the way you wait. You don't need to rush. What's aligned with you moves at your pace. And as this chapter continues to unfold, remember this. You were never late. You were never overlooked. You were being prepared for something that requires exactly the kind of person you've become. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. And now, you're ready to receive it. There is a quiet confidence that grows inside you when you realize you no longer need to rush life to feel important. You don't feel the pressure to arrive before others. You don't feel anxious watching people move faster on paths that don't even interest you anymore. Instead, you feel grounded. Rooted. Like you finally understand that your pace was never slow, it was intentional. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. You've reached a level of self-awareness where you can sense when something is aligned and when it's forced. You can feel it in your body. In your breathing. In the way your mind settles instead of racing. That awareness didn't come easily. It came from mistakes, from trust broken, from hopes delayed, from lessons that hurt before they healed. And now, that awareness protects you. Earlier, you used to question yourself a lot. You replayed conversations. You wondered if you said too much or too little. You worried about being misunderstood. But look at you now. You've learned that clarity doesn't come from over-explaining. It comes from self-respect. And once you respect yourself, the right people don't need explanations. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because this phase is about stability meeting opportunity. You are no longer impressed by surface-level charm. You see through words quickly. You notice patterns. You sense intentions. And because of that, you don't attach easily anymore. Not because your heart closed, but because it matured. You know now that real connections don't drain you. They strengthen you. You've also learned how to be alone without feeling lonely. That alone already places you ahead of most people. When you don't fear your own company, you stop settling for half-hearted connections. You stop tolerating inconsistency. You stop confusing attention with care. And this is where everything begins to shift. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. Because the next chapter of your life is built on choice, not need. You don't need approval. You don't need saving. You don't need constant reassurance. You want resonance. You want respect. You want depth. And wanting those things doesn't make you demanding. It makes you clear. You may notice that when you walk into spaces now, you don't try to adjust yourself immediately. You observe first. You feel the energy. You decide whether you belong there. That's growth. Earlier, you tried to belong everywhere. Now, you choose where you invest yourself. And that choice is powerful. This is also the phase where your silence becomes meaningful. You don't speak just to fill gaps. You speak when there is something real to say. And when you do, people listen. Not because you demand attention, but because your words carry weight. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because this weight comes from truth. You've been through moments where you felt unseen. Where your efforts went unnoticed. Where you gave more than you received. And instead of becoming bitter, you became better. Instead of hardening, you became wiser. That decision shaped your future more than you realize. You are now someone who can hold space for others without losing yourself. Someone who can care without over-attaching. Someone who can lead without controlling. These qualities are rare. And rare qualities attract rare situations. As this alignment continues, you'll feel less urge to explain your journey to people who haven't walked with you. You'll feel comfortable letting others misunderstand you if they choose to. Because you know who you are. And knowing that brings peace. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because peace is not the absence of ambition. It's the presence of clarity. You still want growth. You still want impact. You still want to build something meaningful. But now, you want to do it without losing your center. Without sacrificing your values. Without burning yourself in the process. You've learned that exhaustion is not a badge of honor. Balance is. Sustainability is. Emotional regulation is. And when you understand that, you stop chasing urgency and start building longevity. This is the kind of mindset that lasts. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because what's aligning with you now is designed for the long run. You might feel moments of excitement mixed with calm. That's how you know it's right. Chaos excites but drains. Alignment excites and grounds. The difference is subtle, but once you feel it, you never forget it. And as days move forward, you'll notice that you trust yourself more. You hesitate less. You choose cleaner paths. You walk away earlier from what doesn't feel right. Not out of fear, but out of respect for your energy. You've earned that discernment. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because discernment is power without noise. You are no longer chasing validation from people who don't see your depth. You are attracting situations that recognize it naturally. And attraction always works better than pursuit. Remember this. Everything that truly belongs to you will arrive without forcing you to betray yourself. It won't demand that you become smaller. It won't require you to silence your intuition. It will meet you where you are and grow with you. That's what alignment feels like. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because the life you are stepping into doesn't require you to rush, panic, or prove. It requires you to stay present, aware, and grounded. You've done the hard part already. You've become someone who can hold what's coming. And now, slowly, steadily, without noise or pressure, life is responding. This chapter doesn't end with a dramatic moment. It unfolds with quiet confidence. And you're ready for it. There is a point in life where you stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What if I finally allow myself to rise?" That shift is subtle, but once it happens, nothing feels the same again. You don't become reckless. You become intentional. You don't rush forward blindly. You move with awareness. And that awareness changes everything. You begin to notice how calm you are under pressure now. Situations that once made your heart race no longer control you. You respond instead of reacting. You think instead of panicking. And deep inside, there's a quiet knowing that whatever comes next, you can handle it. That knowing is not arrogance. It's earned confidence. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because this phase isn't about luck finally choosing you. It's about readiness finally meeting opportunity. You've spent years developing inner strength without calling it that. Every time you chose patience over impulse, you were training yourself. Every time you stayed silent instead of proving a point, you were strengthening your discipline. Every time you walked away from what didn't respect you, you were sharpening your self-worth. None of that was random. You are now someone who can sit in powerful rooms without feeling small. Someone who can face intense personalities without losing themselves. Someone who doesn't need to dominate to be respected. That kind of presence cannot be faked. It can only be built over time. And now, something starts to recognize you. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because recognition doesn't always come as applause. Sometimes it comes as alignment. You might feel like things are rearranging quietly around you. Old patterns losing their grip. Old fears no longer controlling your decisions. Old versions of yourself fading without resistance. That's not loss. That's evolution. You don't cling anymore. You don't force connections. You don't overextend your energy to be understood. You've realized that the right people don't require convincing. They recognize you naturally. This is also where your intuition becomes sharper. You sense when to move and when to wait. When to speak and when silence holds more power. When something is meant for you and when it's merely a distraction. That clarity didn't come from books or advice. It came from lived experience. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because clarity is what separates temporary success from lasting impact. You are no longer chasing moments. You are building momentum. You are no longer trying to impress. You are learning to influence by example. And influence rooted in authenticity lasts far longer than influence rooted in performance. There was a time when you doubted whether being this grounded, this thoughtful, this emotionally aware would ever truly matter in a world that seems to reward loudness. But here's the truth most people learn too late. Loud fades. Depth endures. And endurance is what builds legacies. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because what's aligning with you now is looking for someone who won't disappear when excitement fades and responsibility begins. You've shown, again and again, that you don't abandon yourself under pressure. You don't compromise your values for convenience. You don't lose your humanity when stakes rise. And those qualities are rare at higher levels. As this chapter continues to unfold, you may notice that you attract trust more easily. People open up to you without knowing why. They feel safe around you. They sense stability. That's not accidental. That's the energy of someone who knows themselves. And knowing yourself is power. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because power used with humility creates something extraordinary. You may still have moments of doubt. That doesn't disappear completely. But now, doubt no longer paralyzes you. It informs you. It reminds you to stay aware, not afraid. You don't let it decide for you anymore. You've learned that confidence doesn't mean certainty about outcomes. It means certainty about your ability to adapt. And that's what makes you ready. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because what's next isn't fragile. It won't break under pressure. It won't collapse at the first challenge. It's built to grow steadily, sustainably, truthfully. You don't need to rush toward it. It's already aligning with you. Quietly. Precisely. In ways you may not even notice at first. And one day, you'll look back at this version of yourself and realize this was the moment everything shifted internally. Not because the world changed overnight, but because you finally stepped into your full presence. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. Because the life that matches your depth doesn't arrive with chaos. It arrives with clarity. And you are ready for it. There is a deeper realization settling into you now, one that doesn't announce itself loudly but reshapes how you move through the world. You no longer feel the need to chase moments that once felt urgent. You no longer feel restless trying to prove that you matter. Instead, you feel composed, as if something inside you has finally taken its rightful place. This is not the absence of desire. This is the presence of direction. You've started to understand that your value was never tied to speed. It was tied to stability. While others rushed from one thing to the next, you were building endurance. While others burned bright and faded fast, you were learning how to sustain your fire. And now, that quiet preparation is becoming visible in subtle ways. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because this stage of your life isn't about sudden transformation. It's about recognition catching up to preparation. You may notice that people respond to you differently now. Not with excitement alone, but with respect. They sense that you don't need to be convinced. That you won't be easily swayed. That you are comfortable standing in your own thoughts. That comfort creates gravity. People trust what feels steady. There was a time when you questioned whether being thoughtful, patient, and emotionally aware would ever truly be valued. You wondered if the world only rewarded those who pushed harder, spoke louder, and demanded more. But what you're learning now is this. The higher the level, the more stability matters. Chaos might open doors, but consistency keeps them open. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because you are stepping into spaces where calm is not optional. It's essential. You've developed an ability to stay present when situations become intense. Where others become reactive, you remain observant. Where others feel overwhelmed, you become focused. That ability didn't come from luck. It came from living through moments where you had no choice but to hold yourself together. And those moments shaped you. You no longer fear responsibility. You respect it. You understand that real responsibility isn't about control. It's about care. It's about knowing that your decisions ripple outward and choosing wisely because of that awareness. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because this awareness is rare. You are also learning how to let go without resentment. You don't cling to what doesn't align. You don't chase people who don't meet you halfway. You don't try to fix what refuses to grow. And this doesn't come from indifference. It comes from self-respect. Earlier, letting go felt like loss. Now, it feels like alignment. You've learned that peace is not something you find after everything is perfect. Peace is something you choose when you stop negotiating with what drains you. And once you choose peace, your entire life begins to reorganize around that decision. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because the life you are aligning with now is built on clarity, not confusion. You may feel moments where excitement rises without anxiety attached to it. That's new. Before, excitement came with fear. Fear of losing. Fear of failing. Fear of being misunderstood. Now, excitement comes with steadiness. With confidence. With trust in yourself. That's growth. You are no longer asking life to prove itself to you. You are meeting life as a partner, not an opponent. You are open, but not unguarded. Curious, but not careless. Ambitious, but not desperate. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because desperation never creates what alignment does. You've also begun to recognize the power of timing. You don't force conversations anymore. You don't push outcomes. You allow things to unfold while staying attentive. You've realized that forcing clarity often creates confusion, while patience reveals truth. This doesn't mean you're passive. It means you're precise. Precision is knowing when to act and when to wait without doubting yourself in either moment. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because precision changes trajectories. There is a quiet confidence in you now that doesn't depend on external validation. Compliments don't inflate you. Criticism doesn't destroy you. You take what's useful and let the rest pass. That emotional balance is powerful. It allows you to stay centered while moving forward. You are no longer defined by how others respond to you. You are defined by how you respond to yourself. And that is freedom. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because freedom is not about having no limits. It's about choosing the right ones. As this chapter continues, you may feel a stronger sense of purpose emerging. Not a dramatic mission statement, but a quiet knowing of what matters to you. You are less distracted by things that once pulled at your attention. You are more focused on what feels meaningful. This focus doesn't make your life smaller. It makes it deeper. You've learned that depth attracts depth. That when you stop scattering your energy, the right connections find you naturally. You don't need to advertise who you are. You embody it. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because embodiment is more powerful than intention. You may still face challenges. That doesn't disappear. But now, challenges don't shake your identity. They test your strategy, not your worth. You don't take setbacks personally anymore. You take them as information. Information makes you better. You are no longer afraid of growth that asks something from you. You welcome it, because you know you have the capacity to rise without losing yourself. And that is the difference between ambition and wisdom. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you, because wisdom turns effort into impact. As you move forward, remember this. The calm you feel is not a pause. It's momentum moving smoothly. It's progress without friction. It's strength without noise. You are not standing still. You are aligning. And alignment always looks quiet before it becomes undeniable. This chapter is not ending. It is stabilizing.